physical activity. He became the manager of Nike's Native American business in 2000 and has led the development of the Nike Air Native N7 shoe, the N7 retail collection, and the N7 fund. These are aimed at helping to create access to sports for Native American and Aboriginal youth in the United States and Canada. Sam has been recognized through several prestigious award nominations for his passion and work. Most recently, he has been honored with the 2010 President's Leadership Award from the National Indian Gaming Association for Nike's commitment to health promotions and disease prevention with Native tribes across the U.S. Please join me in welcoming Sam McCracken.
My name is Sam McCracken. That's my given name. I reside from the great state of Montana. I grew up on a rural Indian reservation in northeastern Montana. We were a farming and ranching community up there, and I come from very humble beginnings, as many of you here in the room come from. What I'd like to do is take you on a bit of a journey. Share a bit of a story with you. But when I do this, when I speak to communities, mostly youth, I talk to a lot of youth, I always preference it to say, if I can inspire one person to follow their passion, follow their dream, and make a commitment to something that they didn't think they could do, then it was worth me getting on a plane in Portland, Oregon, and flying here to be part of this event today. So that's my goal today. I hope that somebody leaves inspired, and I'd love to share that. My background to before Nike was I worked in distribution, but I worked in distribution so I could coach basketball. Because when you work in distribution, you get off at 1:30, you could be at practice by 3:30, and then you could make it to your games, and work didn't interfere with what you love, and that's with working with kids. So then creating this program, the vision I had for what we call today Nike N7, comes straight from that passion of helping kids. And with this opportunity, I get to help Native kids. So I'm excited to take you on a bit of a journey and share my story with you. I did start in our Wilsonville distribution center, loading containers in the warehouse. And how the story goes is I got asked to revitalize our Native American employee network. And bless my mother's heart, I lost my mother in 2000 to type 2 diabetes. And that's part of this journey, part of this story. And I shared with my mom, I was like, Mom, they asked me to be the chairman of the Native American Employee Network at Nike. She's like, wow, son, I'm so proud of you. So she shared with my auntie back home. Somehow an article popped up in the local paper, the Wotani paper, and our local paper in Poplar, Montana, that tribal member becomes chairman of Nike's Native American Employee Network, and talked a little bit about the Nike as a company. No mention that I work 50 hours a week unloading containers in the warehouse. So I got this random phone call from the Health Promotion Disease Prevention Coordinator from the Fort Peck tribes. Her name is Verbena Sager. I always reference Verbena when I do my keynote speaking, because without Verbena picking up the phone and saying, I just received a grant for the Special Diabetes Program for American Indian and Alaskan Natives. And in the language in that grant, talks about incentives. And right now, I'm having to drive to Wilson, North Dakota to the Walmart to get my incentives. Wouldn't it be cool if Nike could sell me some product that I could use as incentive so I could help get more people to engage? Because I think if I was able to incentivize our community with Nike product, I'd get more people to show up. Because think about that job, health promotion coordinator in your tribe, right? That's somebody's job. Their job is to get people to engage in programs. So I looked at it as a toolkit. What toolkit can I provide for Bina to be able to do her job? Did a little bit of research and figured out that, yes, I could, there were many tribes that received that grant, and then why wouldn't they want that same access that the Fort Peck tribes wanted? So I want to preference that with this kind of business beyond gaming mentality, right? Because gaming was never part of any conversation I had with any tribe. It was about providing healthy lifestyles for our communities and leveraging the power of the largest sports and fitness company in the world to do that. Giving a tribal health promotion coordinator that tool for her tool chest. That was the premise. It's still that today, but it's way, way much more than I could ever imagine. I get that asked a lot. So as you look at it, I'll share with you our mission statement. And this is what the premise of I built my one-page document. It's to bring inspiration and innovation to each and every athlete in the world. If you have a body, you're an athlete. So it doesn't eliminate anybody. This is the mission statement of the company that I get to go to work, wake up every morning, I go to work for. And I said, well, Native people need to be part of this mission statement. So I built it into the strategy. And I did it on basically a one-page document. That's my original one-page document that I presented. And I got some great guidance from a mentor at Nike to say, when you're talking to leaders, put it on one page. Because if it's on multiple pages, they start reading ahead. And they're not really listening to you. So if you want people to hear you, or to listen to you, not hear you, then you need to make sure you're making eye contact and you keep it on one page. So you can only read so much on one page. But what I did is what came through was passion. Passion for a vision to provide inspiration and innovation to a population of people that I truly, truly cared about because I'm from there. That's where I grew up. So that's my one-page document. Some of it's still relevant today, some of it's not. But what it's really premised on is that back in 1999, before we had maxims, which we live by today, we had brand principles. And the brand principle number one was to inspire people to connect with sport and fitness to help them reach their full potential. A brand principle of a company that I get to work for, I said, that's perfect what I need to do for that toolkit. That tool chest that I want to create for people that have a very, very difficult job in our tribal communities. And I want to work directly with those people. And then the beginning, again, it was about servicing the community. Really about servicing my population of communities. Nobody had to sign up. I mean, I heard a lot of people talk about how do you approach it. I just proposed the opportunity. How would you guys like to get access to Nike product to use as incentives to promote physical activity? And it was up to them to say, yeah, I'm in. Or, no, I'm not really interested right now. It was up to them. So it was a slow go. I can tell you today we work with over 300 tribal communities across the United States. And then another probably 75 or 100 in Canada that use Nike product as incentives to promote physical activity today. But as you see there's two monumental moments for me career-wise. One is the first one, and you see that's our global president of operations, Gary DiStefano, and I was fortunate that Gary took me under his wing and felt the passion that I had for my community and wanted to give me the tools to be able to do that. So what Gary's doing is he's signing the first ever memorandum of understanding between a for-profit company and a government agency for the betterment of one community. So that document being signed is an MOU between Nike and the Indian Health Services. And when you think Indian Health Services in our community, maybe not the greatest thoughts happen, right? There's a lot of history there, a lot of baggage there. But what we looked at it as is an opportunity to connect directly through the community through a unique partnership. How can we help enhance the lives of our community with the health governing piece of our people, right? The Indian Health Services basically owns the health governance of our people. So how are we going to do that? And that's a reauthorization of that document. We're on our third iteration now of that document because it continues to add value. When you look at the logo, so I go back to this because what happened from that document is monumental for me personally and monumental for my community. From that document came some scientific research around a complication that our community has around type 2 diabetes. And the people who have type 2 diabetes or are pre-diabetic, what we found out is there's a complication called neuropathy. And neuropathy happens when you lose the circulation in your foot because of the complications of diabetes. So if you go back and you do some research in our communities, we probably are in the top 5 in amputations in the United States because our people tend not to take care of their feet. Well, I happen to work for a shoe company that makes shoes. So we went out and did foot scans and did some scientific analysis and saw that people who had the onsets of neuropathy had a little wider foot base, but they were wearing our shoe at a larger size. So you think that you have a larger size foot, a size 9 foot, they're buying 9.5 or 10 shoe to go out and exercise to compensate for their width. So what we did is we went out and created a shoe called the Air Native. The Air Native is built on a specific last for that foot, with no seams in the shoe for any ulcerations, and the comfort and ride that they need to encourage them to go out and be active. So we launched that shoe in 2007. We signed the document in 2004. So lots of work behind the scenes with IHS to make sure that we're building the correct product for this community. One of the things I wanted to make sure is that the product had a mark on it that made sure it belonged to our community. It belonged to our community.